So hey guys, welcome to my video. I'm Pranay and today in this video we'll be looking at responsiveness of websites. So basically I will be teaching today media queries, all about the media queries. So let's get started. So first thing first, I will open my VS Code and I will open the browser here. Okay. So what I did right here is created an HTML file, and a style CSS file. Okay. So what is basically the media query? So media query is basically a way to make your website responsive. We write media queries in order to make your web page look responsive. So let me try to illustrate or demonstrate it with an picturization. So in this picture, as you can see, this is the laptop device. Okay, so the laptop have different screen sizes. So the website that you can see right here is completely responsive and well adjusted and adaptive in the laptop device. Okay, so again the another device next to it is the monitor. So in the monitor also the complete website is been placed in a way that the user experience is fabulous and everything looks so natural and well fitted. Okay, and moving on to the next device, we have a tablet. So tablet in the portrait mode. So even in the portrait mode, you can see these three cards, okay, right at the bottom. So these three cards cannot be displayed over the tablet because of its width. So since it has less width, one of the card must be at the bottom of these two cards in order to adapt to design. So in the next, you can see a tablet in the landscape mode. So even in the landscape mode, the website is well adjusted, and in the smartphone mode as well. So what is happening here? So while creating the website, web developer have written a code, written media queries in a way that the website will adjust to all of these sizes, all of these screen sizes. Okay, so let me write some code and we will get into how we can write our own media queries and how we can use the media queries for your website for responsiveness. So I have opened up the index.html file. So by using, I can just use exclamation mark and tab to get a boilerplate template for the HTML page. So this boilerplate template is basically provided by an extension called an emet. So and one more thing I need you to concentrate on is this line, this meta tag. Okay, so the meta tag is basically very important for you to create the responsive website. Without it, everything just breaks apart. So you need to especially mention the meta tag. So once you mention the meta tag, your website will be ready for responsiveness. Okay, so what it does, so meta tag has a attribute called name. So viewport, so we are doing these things according to viewport, and the content, the width of the content should be the device width, and the initial scaling should be 1. So the initial scaling is just a default value, so you can scale it according to your need, but I would recommend to not change this value at all and just copy and paste as it is in order to have a better experience and in order to create the website in a more traditional and professional way. So let's just try to, I will illustrate with an example. Okay, so I will write some code. So let me have a div with the class container. So inside that I will have a div with the class box. So let me add a heading to it, like let's say media queries, and after that I will create a new okay, I will create a p tag with the text, and I will use lorem to generate a dummy text. Okay, so after that, let's just create a button with href as nowhere to go. So basically, what we provide in the href is the redirection URL. So right now I provided this symbol. Okay, so what it means that we do not have any redirection for this button. So even if the user click this button, we will not redirect the user to a particular URL. So if you want to redirect the user, you can just provide the URL right here. Okay, so right now just write read more, and I will open this up using the live server. So as you can see, it is visible in the browser. So let me just link the CSS file right here. So this is the external CSS file I have created. So what does the CSS file contain? So CSS file basically contains a URL of the font. So this is basically the Google font I have imported, and these are the basic resetting for the web page. So I have resetted the default margin, padding and box sizing of the web page. Okay, so let me just add a font to it, font to the body, to font family. So I'm using the font Poppins, which belongs to sans serif font family. Okay, so right now you can see our font has been changed. Okay, so what I will do is I will just write some CSS in order to make it look like a card. So let's just write some CSS. So I will write like let's just center this everything inside the body. So I will say min width 100 view width and min height to 100 view height. Okay, display flex and justify content center, align item center. So I will save it, and it has been placed within center. So again I will style to box. So box, let's say background color to be like this, and say padding to be 2 rem. Okay, I just need to add some margin as well. So let's say margin to be 1 rem, to have spacing, and of course after that I will just style the button. So btn is text decoration none. So as you can see, by default the button has underlined. Okay, so this is the default behavior of the anchor tag, that is this a tag. So to remove this default behavior, we use text decoration none. So after saving this, as you can see, and let's just add some color to it, like white. Add a background color like, let's say, royal blue. Okay, so padding like 0.5 rem to 1.3 rem maybe. So this first value is for top and bottom padding. So this button will have 0.5 top and bottom padding and 1.3 rem left and right padding. Okay, so right now as you can see, this is kind of overlapped with our text above. So to fix this issue, all we need to do is make it display block. I would say inline block. So if you don't know about the inline or block element or anything like that, I will definitely make a dedicated video on it. So let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so I also wanted to add some margin to the text. So let's say, so inside the button we have text class. So let me add a margin top and bottom of 3 rem and left and right of 0 rem. Okay, so it's looking perfect, but I also want to add some margin top to the button. So let's say 2 rem. Okay, if 2 rem is too much, let me make it 1. Yeah, it looks good. And let's see how we can use media query. So the media query consists of two things. Okay, so the media query consists of two things: media type and media feature. So I will explain with an example. So we will write media queries by writing @ symbol followed by media keyword, and after that we media type. So basically, whenever you are creating the website or whenever you are developing, whenever you are working in a web development field, you almost gonna use this media type as a screen. So we will be focusing on that in this video. So let me write it screen. So what it basically means, we are writing media query for screen devices, the devices which have screens. Okay, screen. And the media feature. So media feature is basically, so let's add min width is, let's say, 768 pixel. So what I did here, so this and attribute are just like the way to make sure that both the conditions are true. So also I forgot to mention one thing, that media queries are just the way to write conditional CSS. So as you might have learned about the conditionals or conditionals operators in any of the programming language. Let's say if we have if-else statement, switch statement, like that. So in order for you to make your CSS conditionally, so after a certain condition, the width of certain element of a CSS should be, certain element of HTML to be increased or decreased, or it squeezed, or it expanded, or you want to add some animation when it your website moves from larger devices to smaller devices. So the things like this. So if your website has moved from bigger devices to smaller device, so this is the conditional statement, right? So in order to write the conditional CSS, you need to use media query. So here I use the media keyword, a screen, and here this is the media feature. Okay, so in the media feature we have min width. So minimum width is 768 pixel. So I will provide a great explanation with this, but I want you to understand that this min width is basically denotes that all the screen sizes which have their screens greater than or equal to 768 pixel. So whenever there is a min width, you need to understand that we are talking about devices greater than or equal to the specified pixel width. So it can be pixel or it can be in a percentage as well. Okay, so that doesn't matter, the unit can be anything, but the min width basically means greater than or equal to screen sizes. So I will just make box to be background as say gray. So whenever our screen size or our device size becomes greater than or equal to 768 pixel, the background color of this card, that is this box, will going to change to gray. Okay, so let me save it, and to make sure that you get a better idea, I will just make this screen a full screen, and I will open up the responsive developer menu. Okay, so inside that you can see here are the dimensions. Okay, so whenever it crosses the width of 768 pixel, it will be gray. So as you can see, it is already gray because we have now at 1975, which is obviously greater than 768 pixel. So it is gray. So once I reduce a little smaller than 768 pixel, it should be reverted back to its original color. Okay, so as you can see that 708 pixel is less than 768 pixel, so it has reverted back to its original color. So once I hit the mark of 768 pixel, it will just change its color to the color we had specified in the media query. I hope you understand this. It is very clear and it is just a child's play. Okay, so let's just close the developers menu, and so I also want to explain another thing, like you can use the AND operator, OR operator, or NOT operator. So you might have learned about this in JavaScript or something. In JavaScript we have AND, OR, negation operators as well. Okay, so it works exactly same way. So I will give one more example of the AND operator for you to understand it in a better way. So let me write another media query. So let's say media and screen, and so let me provide a condition here. Minimum width will be 320 pixel, and another media feature, maximum width is 768 pixel. Okay, so let me adjust this. Okay, so right now what I'm specifying here is minimum width. What does it mean? The minimum width is basically greater than or equal to. So the screen size greater than or equal to 320 pixel, and max width is opposite of the minimum width, that is smaller than or equal to. So those screen sizes, or those devices whose screen size is greater than or equal to 320 pixel and less than or equal to 768 pixel, so that has become like range. So I will write the comment. So sizes greater than or equal to 320 pixel, okay, and less than or equal to 768 pixel. So you might have come across this type of equations or this type of expression in the mathematics. So sizes greater than or equal to 320 and less than or equal to 768. Basically this indicates the range from 320 pixel to 768 pixel. So whatever the styling we are going to provide between these curly braces will be applied to the devices in the range of 320 pixel to 768 pixel. So let me write the mocks, and let's just change the background color again, because it is easier to understand when the background color changes rather than some minuscule details or some negligible stylings. Okay, so which are hard to grab. So background color is, let me make it something little more like this. Okay, so let me just make it, okay, so let me just make it whole screen. Okay, and open up the developers menu. By the way, you can open up the developers menu by right click and inspect. So once you open up this, so just keep an eye on this dimension responsive and this one, the dimensions. Okay, so this is the width. So keep an eye on the width here. So our range is from 320 pixel to 768 pixel. Okay, so once it got to a point of 768 pixel, let me just make it 100%. Okay, so once it get till okay, once it get below 768 pixel, it will just turn it into the aquarium color. Okay, so again we can just go on till 320 pixel, and below the 320 pixel, as we have not specified anything in the media queries, it will revert back to its original color. So yeah, so once it get below 320 pixel, the color will be changed to its original color, and once it goes beyond 768 pixel, it will also going to get back to its original color. Okay, that's how you can have a chaining of media query. So you can add a lot of media queries beneath it using the AND operator or operator or anything like that. And you can also use comma in this in place of AND operator. And what the comma basically means is it means an OR operator. So either it is greater than or equal to 320 pixel, or it is less than or equal to 760 pixel. Okay, that's very easy. And you also have different mm, you also have different media feature. So we have seen the screen. Okay, so we also have all. So what it does, it targets all the devices. So let me write it down. All targets all devices. Okay, so next one is print. So basically when you open up your websites or your documents or anything like that in the printing mode, or the devices which are supposed to be printing something, for that document you can display the content in a way that is intended for printing by using the media queries and by using this print as a media type. Okay, so again we have speech. So what does that mean? As the name indicates itself, that this is used for the devices like which reads the content out aloud. For example, the screen readers and other types of devices that uses speech as a way to present data to the user. Okay, so you might also want to use another things like I have used the minimum width here. So we can also use, so let me write it down. We can also use media screen, and so we can use the aspect ratio, and according to aspect ratio I can also provide values. I can use orientation here. So orientation is basically of a two type, portrait and landscape. So let me give an example. So whenever you use your smartphone, usually you pick your phone in the portrait mode. So the vertical alignment of your smartphone is the portrait mode. And let's say to watch any videos or to play any game, you just tilt your phone in a horizontal position, which is also called as landscape mode. So depending on which orientation your device is, you can use that particular media queries. Okay, so suppose your device is in a landscape mode, so you want your website structure to look differently, and also in a portrait mode you want your website to looks a little different. So you can tackle that differences and intricacies using media queries. And I think that's it for all, because we have covered everything is there for you to understand the media queries. Play along with these values. So I have taken the simple example for you, because I don't want you to get confused with it. This is the least simple topic, okay? So don't get confused, just play along with the values, just change these values, max width, min width, apply to some, use different properties, like I have used background color only. You can just play along with the font size, text decoration, and everything there is to explore in the CSS. And you can also check with this orientation value that I have not able to demonstrate here, because on this device the landscape and portrait mode cannot be shown right here, but you get the point. You can write the CSS like that. And I also want to share a cheat sheet, because you don't need to remember what is the size of the tablet or what is the size of laptop monitors, big monitors, or big devices, okay? So I will just open up the cheat sheet. So here is a cheat sheet. So as you can see here, we have the devices, the small devices, which includes phones, landscape modes, which has minimum width of 576 pixel. What does this mean is that all the devices that are greater than or equal to 576 pixel, their width. So we are talking about the width, okay? So we have medium devices, tablets, 768 pixel, large devices, desktop, large desktop, and larger desktop. So we have all the things for here, okay? So take the screenshot of this or note it down somewhere. And one more thing, you don't need to remember these values. You don't need to remember all these values. I'm providing this cheat sheet on order for you to look up to it whenever you need it. And once you get a hang of writing media queries for different website, and once you get a little ahead in the web development, all these value will be by heart to you. All these value will be remembered by heart to you without even putting any effort, because that's just the way things are, okay? By repetition you get expert in the field, okay? So I think that's it for today, guys. Hope you like the video. If you have any doubt, just comment below, and your feedback are always welcome. I'm trying this kind of video type, the voiceover video types, or the voice video types, for the first time. So if you have any issue, any doubt regarding media queries or any other point in a web development, you can just ask me out in the comment section. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm always active and I always answer the question. Till then, guys, take care.